live. We're on. We're up. We're running. Hello and welcome to the Mackem Football Show. Bit of an interesting one. We have. It's about a week ago now, isn't it? Just shy of a week ago, we beat the Mags 1-0 in our
Yes, we
return
did.
derby.
But we have to see it. This Poddy's like
Yeah.
a rare bird, isn't it? You know what I mean? It doesn't come along that often.
It should do though.
But
That's the thing. I think it's just time zones. Like if I was back in the UK still, it would be consistent every single Friday, 9:30. You know the score, but it's just waking up in the morning. I hate it. I absolutely hate waking up. Well, anything before 9 o'clock on a weekend, it's my rest day.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a struggle, but we're up, we're alive, and we're
Yeah, but are you not off for Christmas?
no. So at work wise, at work the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, Christmas Day and Christmas, Boxing Day are off. Yeah, no, I'm working, mate. He's gotta earn a living. That's it. So yes, welcome along. If this is your first time into the Mackem Football Show, it does get a little bit more organised, but it is usually this chaotic. I'm Anthony Mackem, and today I'm joined with Alan. Oh, how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Very well.
We've got a little plan of conversation today, and I think the most important one is obviously beating the Mags 2-1, beating the Mags 1-0. Maybe that's me misspeaking for our March game. Yeah,
Seeing into the future.
seeing it in the future. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine 6 easy points against the Mags? That would be.
Yeah, it's a big contrast to what they thought at the start of the well, what everyone thought at the start of the season. When you look back, like it, all the pundits and that saying they're going to be relegated, they're going to be 19th, they're going to be 20th. Look, the season's not over by a long stretch. However, you know, there's a lot of underestimating going on, and after we'll talk about the game first, if you like, and then I just want to move on to about how people assess teams and about how it's there's no thought process in assessing a team, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
that's a deep dive that, but what the game itself, I mean, I'll let you go first. What you thought, and I'll see what I thought. Like,
I'm going to put it very simply for the game. The better team won, and like, yeah, we might not have had many chances, but we were actually playing football. During the watch along, I do watch alongs of every single game because I'm so far away. The we had the ball the entire first half. We had all of the efforts. Most of them are a bit weak, and we were going into that second half thinking, how do we actually just have more shots? How do we break into it? And luckily, it didn't take that much into the second half to actually finally utilize the wing players and whip the ball into the centre of the box. So luckily, and I think it is very lucky that Voldemort is naturally a goal scorer in that. He tries to head it away, but it goes into his own net. And let's say Sunderland plays that, that's going into the net. It's just whoever connects onto it had to do their job effectively, and he didn't. So Sunderland up within 2 minutes of the second half. We've done our job. All we need to do now is not concede. That was it.
I mean, that is it in a nutshell, really. What I say about, I mean, they have said if Byrne was on the pitch, he may have been in Voldemort's position, but that's like that's
Yeah, that's if what's buts. That's a copium. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cope mechanism that like. But I feel like what you said overall, we City East especially, and Jagger, they've ran the midfield pretty much. I felt like I'll talk about the start of it. So that what we didn't do, what we did in the FA Cup, is roll out the red carpet. And what I mean by that is,
yeah,
there was less, there was less tickets, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think did they have 1800? I don't think they had that many.
I think it was.
I can't.
I think it was 24. It was the standard allotment.
Was it 24? Was it?
It was a standard allotment.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. I thought it got cut again. But anyway, they didn't have. Obviously, didn't have as many tickets. Um, they weren't treated to the red carpet treatment like as in they were last time in the FA Cup game. They were bussed to the ground. Like I mean, bussed to the ground and then used our car park as a muster point and went into the ground. This time, just like any normal game, you get the metro in. They weren't, it 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 just made for an atmosphere for them, and I'm not talking about like I'm not advocating violence. So it was intimidation, wasn't it? It's to make them feel unwanted, and rightly so. I don't know why we did it last time, and the club did the right thing. No red carpet. They got the training
Yeah.
and had to get escorted into the ground, which yeah,
Which is what
obviously
every
this
other fan has to do. Yeah.
yeah, like any other club. Um,
See,
Also a bit of shithousery with the visitors on the scoreboard and
that
the
is so.
T4. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
T4 was excellent, by the way.
T4's
And
class.
but all that the players see that, you know what I mean, and they soak it in, and it may have intimidated some of them. I'm not saying it did, but they weren't treated like they were last time, and that set the tone. Like you said, the game we dominated. Sadiki and Xhaka were really immense. Ballard as well. He's become a bit of a focal point in the defence.
Yeah.
Bit lightweight going forward, which is I'm not saying it's worrying, but I think we not many teams have had like prolific strikers really have that. I mean, obviously Haaland. You know what I mean? Maybe Thiago or Brentford.
And
Um,
yeah, I was gonna
but
say.
it's just that we haven't got a focal point up top who's gonna break that 10, 15 goal mark. That is a slight worry, but when you're in the league and we're holding our own.
Yeah, I'll ask this question later on, and maybe give you a little bit of a time to think about it as well. Recruitment in January, how essential is that um, for our future of the Premier League? So I'll get you to think about that, and then we'll go into it. But yeah, back into the Max game and the comments around rolling out the red carpet. So I do understand why we did it last time round. We were in the Championship. It's the FA Cup tie. It's our first Premier League opposition in a number of years at the Stadium of Light. I get why KLD, the whole board, thinking let's just promote ourselves globally a little bit better, and show how we can, I don't know, put on the hospitality effect to Premier League sides, show that we're ready for the Premier League. So because it was the Mags, though,
Well,
it came across as just so uneducated from Louis Dreyfus.
you've got to read the room, and
Yeah,
the room wasn't read. It was. No, we said it at the time. It was one of the worst decisions ever that the club's made in a long time,
the thing
and
is,
they've learned from that.
they've absolutely learned from that. It's yeah, it's a thing of the past now. And like you said, we've learned from it this time round. We greet the Mags. We greet the Mags in the visitors. There's two scoreboards still up, so I think that's how they're getting away with it. By the way, not putting Newcastle as like the thing because the other scoreboard was like in during installation. They've timed that perfectly for that game, I think. But in terms of like the stadium upgrades and stuff like that, the scoreboards around the middle concourse. So when you're looking at the camera, you can see the score halfway up the screen as well. I think that's a really
Yeah, your
that's a
screen's
good.
on the ground.
It's actually really quite nice to look at. The only thing I'm concerned with, like physically for those, is um, if we're not having a good time and we're not performing as well as we are at the stadium, like a couple of fans walking past doing a punch here and a kick there, and them getting damaged. It will happen. It will happen.
Maybe like someone has to be mega pissed or really pissed off, but like I just,
Hmm.
the club are slowly investing into the ground, and I like the scoreboards and a nice touch. The new ones are good.
C4 was a class. The
Yeah, so
working with the fan
yeah, the
groups much
C4.
better. Like for me, it's just
Yeah,
yeah, it's a massive step up from where we were even 12 months ago. This time last Christmas, we were still hoping that. Actually, no, we were top of we were top of the championship this time last year, weren't we? Just about.
Jesus, I can't remember that far back, mate. We're not in the playoff races. We're in the
No,
playoff
no,
races forever, but
we slowly dipped down. But
yeah,
yeah, I think we were top at New Year's, and then we dipped to fourth, and then that was it, pretty much for the season. But yeah, we've done a good thing here. Catch chat. Welcome along. Nice to have. Have you? Is that Bilbao? Change your name. Let's see.
that was
Yes,
it.
it is. Yes, it is. Bilbao Black Cats. Lee, welcome along. We have a. I think we've leveled our heads a bit as a club to say Newcastle are just another opponent on the day. We'll add a little bit of shithousery in there, and um, I don't know. We can put on
Yeah,
a spectacle. I'll also add at the end of it the amount of like rage that the photograph
yeah. But
the
what do they
revenge
expect?
photograph.
What do they expect?
No, I was like,
What do you expect was going to happen?
I know that, but I'm like, they're like, what? I thought it was sad and cringe when you did it. The whole point of us doing it this time was because you did it. It's a shithousery thing. It's like anything you could
Yeah,
do, we could do better, and by like just sheer numbers, we did it miles better. So just
and
bear
and
in mind
and
anything you can do, we can do as well.
and this leads me on to what they were talking about before the game, like as in, you know,
Are steamrolling us.
YouTubers, pundits, whatever. No, well, it was just about the the difference in the sides and how
Hmm.
good the teams are. One of them was like what I heard a lot of was, Newcastle are a Champions League side. So fucking what? So what? You're only as good as your last game, right? So all this thing about how much they've spent, what players have got, if you want to look at it like that, if we could compare players. So if well, you know, I'll start from the back. So if I'm comparing Ballard to Dan Burn, right,
Yeah.
who holds the most value?
Oh, Ballard, 100%. So this
Oh,
is one of those
yeah,
things that
100%.
what I was thinking the other
100%.
day.
Was it? Oh, yeah, 100%. He was the market value. One, because he's younger. Burns fucking 30 odd. Ballard's 25, 26. So his resale value is greater than Dan Burns. And he's having a better season than Dan Burn. Now, Dan Burns injured. So there's one comparison. So if you want to move to the middle of the park, we're going Bruno versus Siddiqui. So Bruno is, what is he now? What is he, a
But
55, 60 million pound player?
isn't he?
Is
How
that what he's
old?
valued at?
I don't know, mate. To be honest,
Bruno's
this is my part on the
Bruno's late
mags.
20s.
He
Bruno's late 20s.
is yeah.
Siddiqui's 2021, right? So yeah, all right. Bruno holds 60 million value at the minute, but Siddiqui, we're going to make a profit on Siddiqui. Are they going to make a profit on Bruno, or they're going to take a loss? Because you either sell Bruno now in the summer, make more money,
Yeah.
or he stays out at the end of his career. So that's another thing they've got to worry about. Aging squad.
Mm-hmm.
What about Roofs and Ramsdale? Who was the value of that? It's not fucking Ramsdale, is it? It's Roofs. So they ain't gone on about, it's a Champions League side. We spend 40, 55 million on whatever player. Well, that's your fucking fault. That
Mm.
club buys players to play straight away. We invest and resale. That's the way we do business. So who's got the better model?
No, we've got the better
Them or us?
model. We've got the better model. I think that's clear and obvious to anybody with a football brain.
Honestly,
But I will say this: not a lot of mags have that football brain. They just have the I want to be entertained brain. Just absolutely acceptable. It's fine. But if you're looking at it from a
honestly,
strategic, long-term point of view, we want to be here for a good and long time, not just a hot flash in the pan.
yeah. And they were banging on about how much you paid for like Alanga and fucking who else they bought in the fucking summer? I think they spent like 150 odd million on 3 players, where we've bought an entire squad. Well, whose
Mhm.
fucking fault's that?
It,
That's not that. That's how you can't say it to me because we've bought Alanga. He's this much. He must be better. That is the fucking most ludicrous thing I've ever heard.
this is going to sound
Yeah,
like a really odd
they've probably got
comparison,
more.
mate, but it's kind of like buying a
Go on.
fleet of. It's like buying a Lamborghini when you need a fleet of cars to do a job. Like, yeah, you can buy one
Yeah,
really posh
yeah.
jewel, but it doesn't do the job that you need it to do. Ultimate was 80 million, 70 million, whatever. Sorry.
80 million, 80 million, and Alanga was. So they've spent 80 million on
It
someone
was
scoring
80.
on goal in the derby, and
Yeah, it was
Alanga who was fucking baggage in the derby.
it was 80 million euros, so whatever that is in pounds. So yeah,
Whatever,
yeah.
whatever. It's a lot of money. So for me, saying that about a club, we must have a better team because we spent that much. No, that's your fucking problem, and people have had your fucking eyes out because Alanga was fucking terrible.
Yep.
He was fucking terrible
It was
the
so.
whole game.
I don't know if he's always going to be terrible. I just think he was really bad in that game. I will give him that benefit of the doubt. He was
Yeah,
shit
but
against us.
if you're forking out that much money for players, you best get it fucking right. Imagine if we fucking spent 50 odd million on a player. I'd expect the cunt to fucking surf around the ground, fucking put in 5 goals. You know what I mean? It just, I just hate that comparison of we must have a better team because we spent more on players and we're in the Champions League. No,
Right.
you're only as good as your fucking last game, and you got fucking beat.
Well,
And I watched them against Fulham, right?
yeah.
And they were fucking lucky to fucking get through there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
Well, the
they
2-1 where
they've
the
spent
goal
like,
in the 93rd minute or something like that. Yeah, and they didn't really do much for
and
the.
that's from fucking Miley, who is a homegrown lad who spent fucking nothing on. So look, that's the compare, and that's not just from Newcastle. To be fair, that's other teams as well. Gone. Oh, we've spent this much on that. So fucking what? We've invested well in the summer. That's why we're where we are. So what's money got to do with fucking having a good team? It's got fuck all to do with it.
It
You know
has
what I mean?
it does have a little bit to do with it. Like obviously, talent costs
Well,
money. I
yeah,
get
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but like
Well,
if
you
it's
invest
purely
in decent players. What I'm talking about, like just you know overpricing players to buy them to get them in to say, oh, they must be good. No, you've just done poor business.
well, I think you could do another
If
comparison
we're
as
sitting in
well.
eighth, if we're sitting in eighth position, and we've spent 160 million on 14 players, and someone like Newcastle have spent that on 3, who's done the better business, and who's the better team? And again, also,
It,
it's not just the players; it's down to the manager as well. And that's another thing. Labrie, right? Obviously, his stock's gone through the fucking roof because
yeah.
he looks at every game and meticulously plans every game. He did it last season, and he's done it this season. You know what I mean?
He
So,
has got it wrong as well a couple of times, just so you like the
of
Man
course
City
he has,
game, he
but
got it
he
completely wrong. But I think actually, I don't think the Man
I
City
don't
game
think
per se he got it wrong. He got it wrong in the Burnley game, got it wrong in the Man U
Fulham.
game. The Man U game more
No,
so.
but I just like Man U and Burnley. I thought we played okay. We were poor against Fulham,
We
right?
were
And I thought
poor
we played
against Man U
against
in the first half
okay.
an hour, mate. He had to change it up. He had to.
Right, he did change it up though. I think he had
Yeah.
subs early, but that's what I mean. He's not frightened. He's got different plans for different situations.
Hmm.
So Labrie, he's got more than one way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I don't think Howe has. I think Howe is or was high pressed until everyone fucking passes out with exhaustion. That was Howe's but they didn't do that against us for some reason. They just fucking sat there.
I know I mentioned it
So
a
I
couple of
don't get
minutes
what
ago,
Paddy
mate,
were doing.
with Eddie Howe. But do you know the same from Gladiator? Are you not entertained? It is all or nothing,
Mm.
and against us, it was nothing. It's as simple as that. Maybe they
So,
they overexhausted themselves for having a midweek Champions League game, or the game. We're not even the biggest game for them this week, apparently. What a load of toss
yeah,
that
but
was. It's the one you
for
lost.
for, for me, for them, if I'm looking
Yeah.
objectively at them,
Yeah.
I'd probably say there's something wrong in it with the way they recruit and the back room. That's the way I look at it because That's what it looks like to me. And I don't really pay too much attention to what goes on in their club, but if I'm paying fucking 80 odd million or 55 million for fucking Voltemada and Alanga, I'll be like, mate, they're
Yeah.
not worth that. How much did City buy Haaland for? 30 million.
Something like that. Yeah. It was
This is
relatively
what I
cheap.
mean. Like, what is cost relative to the player got to do with how good they are?
It's
It just
aptitude.
means you've had the fucking piss ripped out of you. That's what it means.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things we've worked out quite well of getting out of the Championship and out of League One into the Championship and Championship to the Premier League. We found players with the right attitude and aptitude for the game, rather than purely here's a load of money, do what you can with it. We were speaking about it like literally on the first couple of podcasts that we did a few years ago. Just the likes of, and that's like really bizarre, but you had Amad Diallo who's looking to burst into football and prove himself to not only us but to Manchester United. You had the likes of Pierre Ekwa, who I know Davey doesn't like very much, but he had the right attitude for football. He wanted to prove himself. That's what we've getting with the majority of these players. We were saying at the start of the season, before a ball was kicked, who on our team had Premier League experience, and that's why everybody was doing that. Arsenal don't have the experience, they're not going to go there. But we found players who want to prove themselves in the Premier League, and so far so good. They have. The only players that we have,
and they've got experience, they've got experience in other fucking leagues.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
they've got
Like,
experience in Champions League level
Belgian
leagues.
first
Yeah,
division, the German first division. You know what I mean? What the
yeah.
fuck?
So
Just because someone hasn't come from the Premier League doesn't mean they don't know how to play fucking football.
I think it's a huge risk, though. It was a huge risk in that not many of the players did have that Premier League experience. What was it? Adingra and who else? There was one other player that had Premier League experience. Xhaka. That's it. So you had two players in our starting 11, in our squad of 28 that had consistent Premier League football. Before that, it was a game here or like a sub appearance for Patrick Roberts, I think, was one of them as well. He had 17 minutes with Man City. So it's like we've had people play in the Premier League, but not really. And yeah, so the fact that everyone that's come into the squad for the amount we spent on them, cost per point is ridiculous. Like that's how I think you could potentially measure it.
It's unbelievable, and that's all down to fucking Kildane Speakman and whoever else is working in the back room to recruit correctly. You know what I mean? We're doing well. Look, I'm not saying we're not going to go through a patch, because we fucking will do at some point. Football's football. That's how it is. But I'm fucking sick of people going, oh, their teams haven't spent a lot on there. They're going to be shit. It means absolutely fucking nout money. I'm just fucking sick of hearing it. I'm sick of hearing the fucking pundits talk about it and all. They're a Champions League team. So fucking what? So what?
Yeah, so
honestly,
yeah,
fucking winds me up.
I get it, and that's kind of the whole initial debate from our perspective, isn't it? It's like we can't gain experience without having ability to showcase it. So now that we've done it, we're what, 16 games in, 15, 16 games in. What we on?
How many
16.
How many times in the past? How many times in the past did we fucking try and recruit ex-Premier League players with experience who were fucking shite? Darren Gibson.
Yeah.
Fucking baggage.
Yeah, we've moved away from recruiting prima donnas, essentially. People who are entitled. Fucking the worst one, and we know it's the worst one, Jack Rodwell is the worst Premier League level 100%. Player we've ever signed.
100%.
We on the pitch, if he was playing, he was decent.
He fucking plummeted into oblivion.
But it's attitude.
He was one of not the reason, but one of the reasons.
It's 1000% for us. We want players with the right attitude to come to our club. If you've got the right attitude, our fans will love you, regardless. And look at Elijah Mayenda, who's played 5 games this season. Fans are singing his name every single week.
A few more starts with AFCON. You know, I'd like to see a little more on the pitch.
Exactly. So that's my point. Like, as long as you keep that positive attitude and you're proving that you're putting your heart in your sleeve, I know you got the red card and he was absolutely stupid for it, but Luke 9 has still got a lot of positive sentiment to the vast majority. I'd say like probably 99% of Sunderland fans. still really like that Luke O'Nine's in our squad
Yeah,
because
we
he
wouldn't have
has
got
the
where we were
right.
if it wasn't for him. He's played a big part in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So as soon as you start to sulk and you start to go, I demand this, I need that,
Yeah.
you start to drop out of favour of the
No.
fans. And the fans are a huge part of Sunderland. Yes.
But we've already had some players fucking, well, I think Masawatu said he doesn't want to fucking hang around if he's not playing. Okay, see you later then.
See you later. Exactly.
Off you tot.
We don't want prima donnas. That's it. We can have the best players in the world. Let's say this is a fucking stupid example, but let's say Messi decides I wants to have a little pop up Premier League football and he comes to us for whatever. I don't think he ever will. Like, let's say he comes to us, we spend whatever he wants on it, and we don't play him because he's too old, or he's not fit, or he's having a bit of a strop. We as a club wouldn't tolerate that. Doesn't matter who you are, how big you are.
No one's as big as any club.
So I know that was a stupid example to throw out. I know that, but like, get my point. It doesn't matter if you're the very top of the game. If you are there, you've got the talent, you've got the skill, and you've got the aptitude. That's what we want. And that's where I think the initial point around Sunderland versus Newcastle, Voldemade, when he's happy, looks decent, looks solid. I'm not sure he's as good as Isaac, but he's a good potential replacement for him. But yeah,
I mean, to be fair to Newcastle, they probably did themselves a favour offloading Isaac because Isaac, what the fucking hell his name is, like
it's the aptitude. It's the aptitude, right? If your head's not in that team, bye. Like, why would you force somebody to stick with? It doesn't make any sense. So we've mentioned him already. Jack Rodwell was one of those players who stuck with essentially his captain. We were never going to play him again once we left the Prem, and he's like, well, I want to be sold. Nobody wants you because your attitude sucks. Like, it's just horrific. So, back to the original point, respecting Sunderland. I think that needs to come into it. Money is.
Yeah, and that's not everything. And the club have recognised that.
Yeah.
And plus, the fans won't fucking have it. They won't have it. If anyone slightly disrespects the club or fucking, or doesn't put any effort in, they'll fucking let them know. That's how it goes.
That's it. And we've mentioned KLD already, but happy birthday for yesterday. 28 years old as an owner.
He's doing all right, isn't he?
He's doing pretty well. It's mad that he's just 28. He's younger than some of our players. That's wild. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't give a fuck if he was a fetus. You know what I mean? As long as you take
he gives us all the toys. So I'm gonna jump into the little bit of the league table and then into the Brighton game for just a little bit of what's likely to happen for the rest of this month. So Sunderland currently sat in 7th on 26 points. If we win,
we're 8th.
8th. We're level with Liverpool on 2 goal difference. So I think it's just we've won more home games or whatever. We're joint 7th, 8th with Liverpool on 26 points. If we win, we can climb as high as 4th against Brighton. But if we lose, we drop as low as 10th, getting leapfrog by Brighton. So we're stuck in the top half of the table before Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you very much for that. We also have just 2 games left of December. You've got the game against Brighton in about tomorrow afternoon, and then the Boxing Day game is on the 28th for me. Which I think is really good. Yeah, against Leeds at the Stadium of Light. So that'll be packed. That'll be fun. Considering how many,
I mean, look, I think there's no easy game. Like, even now, I still say that. You look at the Wolves game against Arsenal Wolves, and Wolves were unlucky there, to be fair. So any team in this league can give anyone a game. So we have to, trust in Reggie and the preparations and who he's going to put in to replace. And I suppose we're going to talk about that anyway.
That's it, yeah. And just so like the halfway point of the season, We'll have played Man City twice on day after New Year's. Um,
Yeah.
so that's the halfway point. Then we play the last team that we need to play, Spurs then on game 20. So we'll have played everybody once. We know exactly how those teams are set up. There'll be a couple of January recruits for where the gaps are around the Premier League. And
Yeah.
that's where I want to go into next with the conversation. I actually asked you to think a little bit about what we do in January window. As AFCON
Mm.
is active and live, it looks like we're going to miss players for potentially that Brighton, Leeds, Man City, and Spurs game. So 4 games where we're going to struggle potentially based on those 6 players going out to
Depends how
AFCON.
far some teams go in the competition, I guess. Some, like I don't expect Mozambique to fucking gun for, which is Ronaldo,
Yeah.
Mandeva. So they may miss a couple of games. I think DRC will go quite far. Who else? We've got fucking Morocco, obviously, with Chelms and Talbi.
And Siddiqui?
Sidiki's DRC, yeah.
Yeah.
Congo. Yeah, so look, are you talking about buying in January, or are you
Yeah,
talking
buy.
about what we've
Are
got
we
to do in
gonna
January?
are we gonna be buying to bridge those gaps for 4 games that are already made?
Well,
Because I don't think we need. If we look at the holistic overall view, we're doing good. With the squad that we've got, we're doing
we
really.
are,
We're doing like I don't
and
think we need to panic. That's kind of my point.
we don't. I think that the club's probably in a position where, if the right player came along, um, then they may dip in. I you know, it- I don't think they're going to rush to buy. It's not like we're fucking really struggling. Like Wolves, I'll be desperate to get someone in, or down at Burnley maybe. I don't think we're in that position, but I think we're shrewd when we do business.
Yeah.
And what I have heard, I've only heard one, like, not solid rumor, but a rumor is Conor Gallagher,
Okay.
midfielder. I think is it Athletic, or that's the only one that's sort of had a bit of momentum. I think everything else is I haven't really heard anything. But you'd like to think the players that we've got can step up. If you're gonna go from like fullback perspective, I think he's gonna play. I think he'll play Hume at left back.
Okay.
Um, I mean, no, I think he'll play Nordy right back and Hume left back, and obviously got Ballard and Alderweireld in his centre halves. Midfield is the one where I really don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah. So
I'm go on.
I'm just thinking with the midfield, like we've got championship level replacements in our squad. If we're being brutal, the Xhaka and Siddiqui are
Well,
so influential.
Gertrude is the only one that springs to mind.
But
Who's
Geertrude is he the centre back. It's kind
Yeah,
of
I think he's a fullback as well, but he's a bit of utility. I think he has played CDM before.
yeah. So
Um,
if I'm looking at it like holistically, it's basically Dan Neil's going to back us. Them are injured.
or Rig,
That's
or Rig.
big. But Chrissy Riggs more attacking wise. We need somebody in that
Wow.
holding and to
Yeah,
command it. And I don't not
it's
to this Dan Neil or anything like that. He has been a talisman to the club throughout the championship. I don't think he's at that level for the Premier League to command players around. It, again, it's one of the
I
guys.
think he'll play Rig me. If this is what I'm probably wrong, but I think he's the fee's obviously still there, but I think Rig's got the legs like Siddiqui. He's busy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And it, he's going to be the biggest miss, Siddiqui. Now I have heard Diarra's fucking still kicking around. I thought he'd fucking gone to.
Bib.
I thought he deployed with
No.
Is he Senegalese?
Yes, he didn't get selected. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
What, Diarra?
So there's an article
No,
on
Diarra's been selected. Diarra's been selected. I'm sure he has. Dingra hasn't been selected.
thing, right? Yeah, that's it. So I think there's 6 Sunderland players going out. They've put out a little news article on the website about it. Here we go. Six Sunderland players head to the AFCON 2025. Chemsdale Talbi for Morocco, No Siddiqui, Arthur Masuaku for both DR Congo, uh, Bertrand Traore for Burkina Faso,
Of
Ronaldo
course.
for Mozambique and Senegal. And then everybody's playing up until New Year's Eve, essentially guaranteed. So, like I said,
I'm sure.
we're
I'm sure with
basically we're
DRO's in
definitely missing
training.
them
I
for
mean,
3 games. We've got them for the Brighton game, the Leeds game, and the Man City game on New Year. All of those 6 players are gone
yeah.
for those 3 games. I think if depends on how, like you said, how they progress in the tournament. We've got enough players in squad depth to, I won't say survive the Man City game, but like
Yeah.
the Leeds and Brighton game, I think we've got enough squad depth to at least get points out of that game,
Yeah.
like a draw, a respectful draw away from home, Brighton.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think we're going to panic. I
I,
think we should.
no, I think up top we're as it goes. Obviously, they've got Isidore, Bobby, Mayenda, and both Isidore and Mayenda can play off wings and a Dingra. You know what I mean? So I feel like if there's going to be the three up top, we've got options.
You know what I would like
But
up top for the 3 up top, mate? I'd like all 3 of them. I'd like Brobby, Mienda, and Isidore on the pitch at the same time. Imagine how defenses would actually react to that. I don't think anybody would be able to cope.
yeah, maybe I just don't think that's a big ask. You know what I mean?
That's a
I
huge
mean,
ask.
not that players can't do that. I'm just thinking that there's been set patterns of these substitutions, and the main one is fucking Isidore and Robbie are rotating. Talby he's been rotating. A Dingra sometimes makes an appearance. So it's. I mean, look, I don't know. He's got options up top. It's the middle of the park. I'm slightly worried about, and like how we're going to deal with it, Siddiqui, because honestly, mate, he's everywhere, that lad, and I just think he's a big part of the team and how the team plays. So I'll be interested to see what he does. And I'm not saying it's a free hit tomorrow because I still want to get someone out of the game. But like, obviously Brighton are a fairly decent team. Plus they've got injuries, by the way. I think Dunk's out. Uh, is it Bielba or Bell? I can't remember his name. I think he's
I don't know.
injured or something. They've got about 3 players out that normally play. So
Yeah,
they've got to have to move around. So I'm more confident about Brighton than I am Leeds. Because
really.
I don't know what it is about Leeds, but I've never seen us play well against Leeds. I don't know what it is. Apart from that fluky goal where fucking the keeper fucked it up, like, but I've just I,
Okay.
I'm more worried about Leeds than I am Brighton. I'm
Well,
half
okay.
worried, but
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like for now, in 24 hours time, mate, you can just bypass the whole Brighton conversation because the game will have been and done. Um,
mm,
Yeah, I get where you're coming from though. Like Brighton, not necessarily a free hit, but away from home, we do have a poorer performance just generally. Um, and I will say this for the entire season: a point from any opposition, the exception of Wolves away from home, is acceptable. So if you get a point against any Premier League team
yeah,
away from home,
yeah,
that
I'd
is
take
that
a
is
fucking
great.
point, mate.
Yeah.
Definitely take a point. It's just clocking them points on the board to getting us to safety, and
Winning's obviously
that's
the
all.
better, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Look, every Sunderland fan just wants safety, mate. You know what I mean? We haven't disgraced ourselves in the derby, so safety now
is it?
is is the prime objective, mate. Anything after that's a fucking bonus, isn't it? Really, but
Uh, on safety, by the way, I was just doing a little bit of research whilst we're on this call. The Premier League survival is 11 wins last season. Everybody who survived obviously had the actually from the last couple of seasons, 11 wins and a couple of draws, and you're safe. So you need to hit double digits. We need 4 more wins out of 20. Can't do maths. 22 games. Oh,
or
wait, four more
or
wins.
all right, 4 more wins,
4 more wins, and there's
or
there's
or 12 draws.
or 12 draws for the rest of the season, and we're safe. I think we've done enough
That's 12 draws.
to put us in a
That's,
good
that's
steading for it.
12 nil-nils. Nah, look,
At
yeah,
this, yeah, I get where you come from though, but like putting points on the board as early as possible is great. There's a couple of fans who are getting, I'd say we're getting carried away, but like we're allowed to. Looking towards those
let's get
European
carried away,
spots.
man.
It's get carried away, man. Rest in peace, David. By the way.
That's not gonna happen. Well,
Yeah, I
look,
know it's not
if it
realistic to
happens, it
happen,
happens. Like,
but
well,
like I understand why
no.
some Sunderland fans are getting carried away with it because, like I said at the start of the Brighton amp up, if we win, we could climb as high as fourth. We haven't been outside the top 10 this entire this entire season.
And that's great, mate. And that's great. But like, I just look at one game at a time, and as
Yeah.
soon as we reach safety, I'll be like, mate, that's a great season.
Now
You
let's
know,
go for
so
Europe. And so how soon we are
yeah.
safe. When do we? I'll work it out. I don't think it's an answer I can give right now. But when would we statistically be safe based on with 13 points gap between us and West Ham in 18th? That's only
I think
five. That's
someone
4
survived.
games.
I think someone said 28 points. Someone survived with. I
That's
mean, I'm not saying
that's
that's the
that's got to be
lowest.
when it was 2 points per win, though, right? Surely pre-Premier League era.
Nah, it's never been 2 points per win, has it?
Yeah, that's
I
yeah.
don't
It
think
was
it
two
has.
points per win. It was changed. I think in
When?
the so it's many years ago. It's like the 60s or 70s. It's
I can't. Well, I'm not. I'm not that old. Anyway, but you know, it's fucking. Look, I think the 40's the magic number in it. Everyone. That's the Breeze target. I think he said 40 points was his target,
yeah.
and probably still is his target. So let's go with that. 40 points, and then anything after that's a fucking bonus.
Yeah, there you go. Do you want your fun fact?
Go on.
The 3 points per win rule was introduced into association football in England in
Mm.
1981. Before that, it was 2 points per
Yeah.
win.
Well, that is something I didn't know.
So it's
So
always
I
in
knew
my
it was I
lifetime. It's
didn't know
always
when it
been
was
3 points per
introduced.
win. Pub quiz time. Yeah. Sorry, where were we at?
Brighton.
Brighton. Are you nervous about Brighton?
No, I'm not.
And what's is
I am
Brighton?
not in the slightest nervous about Brighton because it's away from home. We've
What
got to
happens
make a lot of
happens.
changes. So whatever happens is I'll be interested to see what he does. Look, I want to fucking do well every game, but we've got to, like I said, got to be pragmatic about it. I'm more nervous about Leeds. Probably because I'm going, but
Fair, and that's
yeah.
fair. From me, I think what's gonna need to start doing a little bit more is being a bit more attack minded, because defensively we've got
Oh yeah,
the
we're solid.
system.
Yeah, we're solid.
The system that we've got in place is it best, but it's up there. Like in terms of defenses, you've got I think 4 teams that have conceded less. 5 teams. Arsenal,
Yeah,
Man
we've got to
City,
go back for mate.
Chelsea, and Palace have better defenses than Sunderland. Everybody else is
And we've got a
conceded.
good keeper, by the way.
We're on par
He
with
commands
Villa.
mate. He commands his box fucking brilliantly, Roos. Like,
Yeah.
he's not frightened to come out and in big moments and collect. He did it against the Mags, mate. He looked good. He didn't have to make any saves, but it's just the way he was and his presence, which relaxes defenders. And plus Ballard and Alderete, McGeely, Ronaldo, he sometimes goes under the radar, but he's fucking quick, mate, and he had a good game against the Mags. I think Hume probably.
You
I
had a
think
good
Hume
game,
maybe
isn't he?
feels.
Yeah.
Well, he only come on for the last few minutes. I feel like maybe Hume is not a bit disgruntled, but he'd want to play more, obviously, because he's a
Well,
competitive bloke,
with Ronaldo
Yeah.
going to AFCON, Hume's an easy step in for the back. Like I think defensively, like you
Yeah,
said, was set up, we're done. So defensively, it's not going
yeah,
to change our tactics over the next couple of games. We've still got the full squad selection at the back. It's just the attacking side of it that we need to be worried about. The midfield, the control, like you mentioned,
yeah,
about going forward.
yeah. But
So I'm not going to panic in that with losing 6 players to the AFCON. Like it's just the nature of our recruitment. We were fully aware of that being a possibility.
you're asking Hume to play left back, and he's right-footed. That's the.
And
Although he has played left back before,
Well,
He's,
it's not that difficult for
I'm
him,
not
though, is
saying
it?
it.
Really? It's,
He's not. He's a professional footballer, but I
uh,
just feel like when it's someone's natural position, you want to play where you want to play. You know what I mean?
and not
I think
to
he'd
not
be
to
all right,
dismiss
Hugh.
Hume as well, though. Serkin's back as fit as well.
Oh,
Serkin could.
yeah, but Dennis is fucking gonna be way off the pace, mate. Isn't he?
I know, but he's an option. Like if you're looking for a dedicated left back, there's your option. Like we do have one. Like I said, we shouldn't
Yeah.
be panicking too much. And
Would you? Yeah, but would you chuck him in? Be honest.
against
Hume
Brighton,
or
yes.
Serkin?
Against Brighton, yes, because
No, no,
I don't
no.
think Brighton do a lot of dangerous wing play down the right. They do a lot down the left, but not the right.
I'm sure Matone was a fucking winner. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Serkin in, honestly, mate. Like I just feel like it's a bit too much of an ask
Yeah, yeah.
for him.
But like I said,
You know,
overall we've got options.
bring him on a sub. Yeah, I'm happy. I think he will make the subs bench. You know what I mean? And may come on, but I wouldn't start him.
But yeah, let's not panic about it. That's what I'm trying to get at. And then I think final point really. We've already proven a lot of people wrong, but of the two remaining games in December, what do you reckon score predictions you're going to go for? Because we're thick and fast.
Look, tomorrow against Brighton, I wouldn't be shocked if we nicked it 1-0 or something like that. Right? I wouldn't be shocked. But then again, I wouldn't be shocked if we got beat. So, but if I'm going to have to make a prediction, I'm going to have to be positive, and I'll say Sunderland win 1-0. Leeds, they're just a fucking RC team to play against. I just don't know what it is about playing against Leeds. I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a fucking draw.
Yeah.
Like 1-1 or 2-2 or something like that, because they're quite a physical team, and they'll have a go, mate. Because they're fighting for survival, fighting for survival. Yeah, so yeah, and City,
I don't know why, but
City,
that just got me with I wear sunglasses at night in my head as well.
City in it. So
Yeah.
you're not
It's,
expect with them.
the City's
Like
New Year's Day,
them
so
are
that's
going to
that.
win it.
You can ignore the City question until
Yeah,
next poddy.
yeah. I mean, I'll come with them too. Then I'll go and fucking we'll nick a Brighton win and we'll draw against Leeds. That's what I'll say.
So
If I'm going to be positive.
4 points. Yeah, and there you go. That's
Yeah.
further cementing ourselves for Premier League football next year. For me, I think Brighton. I'll take a point. 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. As long as we're not crumbling in the first half an hour defensively, or controlling the middle of the park, I think we'll have an all right time of it. Like I said, we might slip a goal due to just a moment or something like that. But as long as we don't crumble and we perform well, I'll be okay with that result, regardless of which way it goes. But I'll say a point in that game, and the Leeds game. It's Boxing Day. It's post Christmas. It can go either way. I actually think that's going to be one of our first high-scoring games of the season. So I'm going to go
You'll be
for
right.
a 3-2 win to Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. Just high tempo, lots of fight, lots of vigor in it, and like you said, Leeds have a lot to prove, but we have a lot of quality.
I want to. I'll reassess after we fucking play Brighton to see how we play and how we put out and that, because I really don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Go.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it, mate. Like I said, we've it's the whole idea of fantasy football as well. We don't know what's going to happen in the game, so we just try to give a. I think Sunderland fans more than most try to give a more rational and reasonable approach to how it's going to pan out. There's no, we're going to win every game 7-0 because we're Man City, or Arsenal should be dominating this. Like, we've got a bit more respect for our opposition. Even the Mags, like we were saying, I was saying it might be a 2-0 win for Sunderland or 2-1 win. I wasn't going to go.
It'd be a draw, like, to be honest with you.
Exactly. Like that's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd love.
Thank you, Saint Nick.
Thank you, Saint Nick. I'll ask one final question, because obviously, we've had a very interesting year to year, and maybe we'll do it on a wrap up after the Brighton game. But 2025, how's that gone for Sunderland?
Fucking better than expected.
uh, I think it's been one of our best footballing years for just pure moments. How long ago does it feel like Tommy Watson scored that goal? It's so wild. It feels like a
About 10
generation
years.
ago now.
I know.
So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been a good year, mate. Long may it continue.
oh,
So,
I've sorry. I've just for some reason Tommy Watson has just reminded me. Left hand wing, Mundle is an option there as well.
oh,
So
fucking
we're
hell.
fine.
See, I forgot about Mundle. Remain. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Look, yeah.
we've got options. I think we'll be fine. We just need to trust in Reggie's squad selection and go
Trust
from
in
there.
Reggie Debris, mate. Trust in the doctor.
El Doctor Cheese. Right, and on that note, I think we'll wrap it up, mate. I'll try and get the other boys
Okay.
in for next week, and I'll try and do this a bit more
Yeah.
consistently throughout 2026. But appreciate you coming
All
on
right, mate.
and having a good chat.
No worries.
And obviously how we normally sign this off. Well,
I
lads,
might pop on and watch along. I might pop along and watch along, mate. So
you're always
all right.
welcome. You're always welcome. The stream will always
Right.
be there, so enjoy.
All right, bud.
Cheers.
All right. In a
Have a
bit.
good. Bye bye.
Ciao.